Hello, hello, family and friends. It's day 80, cycle 4, day 16. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jen. If you've been before, thanks so much for coming back. Welcome, everyone, to my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL stage 4. And we are using the R-EPOCH immunochemotherapy cocktail to crush non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. All right, let's get into my daily thought. So I'm going to start with a quote today. Spend time with those you love. One of these days, you will either I wish I had or I'm glad I did. Zig Ziglar. So you all know I'm in the I'm glad I did camp, right? I need to not take for granted that tomorrow is definitely coming, and I need to spend time, valuable time, with those I love. So what happened today on my to-do list, my ta-da list, was that Bill asked me to go run errands with him. And then when we came home, he asked me to watch movies with him. And therefore, I did that because spending time with those I love is more important than the things on my to-do list. So that's what I did. Now, that's not to say I didn't get anything done. I did get some done, but I just kind of redirected my day. It did not go as I expected. It wasn't exactly mine, but Bill had a good day and he wanted to spend it with me. And I'm having a pretty good day, and so it became our date day, and I'm not upset about that at all. I think we have to spend our time wisely, and I would encourage you all to be in the I'm glad I did camp as well. I would not like any of you to be in the I wish I had camp. So please, please spend time with those you love. And if they want to spend, and I guess conversely, if someone wants to spend time with you, please try to accommodate, at least some time. Being with those people is the most valuable thing that you can give them. So please do that. All right, so how am I? Overall, I think I'm doing pretty well. You'll see when we get to symptomology, most of my symptoms have abated as far as the poisoning goes. I have some of the more longer term ones that continue, but you can't avoid those. You're being poisoned, you live with them. It's the price for living, as I say. Overall, I started my day pretty strong and kind of fizzled, and I think that just has to do with how, I kind of redirected, and then I also sat still watching a movie for a fair amount of the day, which sitting still always kind of drains me. I feel like I'm, what do you call those things? You know those toys, they keep going, if they keep going, they keep going, but if you stop them, they get stuck. That's kind of like my energy, and that's just kind of the way it runs. Okay, we did not get any angel deliveries today, but I consider it a blessing that I got to have date day. That was lovely. On Doctor News, there's nothing new, but I was able to draw from both lumens this morning. So I've been saying this week, and I guess I want to give you a little quick tutorial. So I've showed you before. This is my PICC line. It runs in here and comes up through my armpit and down into my heart. And this is how they actually pull my blood when I do like blood draws for blood tests and so forth. And this is also how they deliver the chemotherapy. Now you may ask yourself, why would you do such a thing? So we use PICC line now, and the last time we did chemotherapy, and they still do what they call a port. Port is placed under your skin, and similarly, my last port was right here. It came in and up over my collarbone and then down into my heart. Right through the, Okay, so why would you do such a thing? Why would you insert this foreign body, and why do they put the chemo in this way instead of just using an IV, a regular IV? And some people do use a regular IV. However, here are the issues. A, I'm relatively young. I know I'm not young to all y'all, but I am relatively young. And B, when you use what they call peripherals, right? So they're coming into smaller blood vessels in your body, then you have to wait for your body to pump that poison out of this area, wherever the line is, right? Because it doesn't really go that far in, and then in throughout your rest of your body. Whereas if you use a PICC line, what they call central lines, right? A PICC line or a port, the chemotherapy is being delivered straight to your heart. And the benefit here is that's the main pumper, right? That's where the pumping happens. So as soon as the chemotherapy gets there, it gets distributed to your body. It doesn't sit for any length of time or have to wait for the pumping to get to it. Does that make sense? So a lot of times when people use their arms for chemotherapy, after some time they kind of burn out the veins in the arm because it's poison, right? At least when it hits the heart, it gets disseminated immediately. So it doesn't sit. It's like the similar logic to when they're telling me, as soon as you have to go to the bathroom, go, because you don't want to wreck your bladder or your kidneys. You want to get it as soon as you feel like it, get it out. Don't let it sit, right? Same concept, similar concept. Okay, so back to the drawing and flushing. As I mentioned, they use this to draw blood, and they also use it to deliver the chemotherapy. So I need fluids to be able to come in and out of the lines. So the PICC line, the line, this guy or this guy, these are called lumens, and this is considered a double lumen PICC line because it has two. So part of my care of the PICC line every day, I have to take let me insert a picture here. You can see one here. It's basically a syringe with no needle on the end that screws right into the end of this lumen. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly or not. Just screw it on, and I inject that saline with heparin, and then I also pull back. So when I push it in, that's called flushing, and when I pull it out, that's called drawing. And I draw until I can see some blood in this line here. I try not to get it up all the way here, and then I push or flush with the saline in the syringe, and I push that blood all the way back into my body because I don't want to leave any blood in the line either, right? So what happens and why it becomes challenging is because this is a foreign body, right? This does not belong in my body. My body is not happy. And one of the things that our immune system does is send something called fibrin to the foreign body to try and protect yourself from that foreign body. And they're like, I don't even know how to describe them. I've seen them, but they look like little stringy nothings, but then they come together and they make like a web, strong, not even a web, but like almost like a clot, but it's not blood. It's this fibrin material. And so what we're doing with that flushing and drawing with the heparin and the saline is preventing the fibrin from clotting or blocking up the line. And that's why sometimes you have trouble. These lines, I don't know if you can tell, I probably can, are really tiny. On the inside, they're like 2 millimeters or 2.5 millimeters. So tiny, tiny. And so any little bit and the fibrin can get in there and then clog it up. And so part of my daily care is to flush and draw every day, twice at least. And that's the story. All right, so a little lesson there, right? More than you wanted to hear about, probably. Let me tell you about my to-do list. All right, so today I did take a robotics call. It went faster than expected, but very productive. Very proud of those young ladies. They're doing an awesome job. We ended up having a recycling date. So the boys filled up the back of the car with all our cardboard. Some of the stuff I showed you yesterday. And Bill drove us over to the recycling center. And this was the first month in quite a while, I'm going to say 6 to 10 months maybe, where they let me stay in the car. So before then, they were only letting the driver drive to the center and drop off the stuff. So they had like a little area where you could get out of the car and wait. So the first time we didn't know that, and I was driving, so then we switched drivers, so Bill, because there's no way Bill would be able to stand there and wait while it was going. But it was very odd because they take all the stuff out of your car for you, which is like way awesome. Like big kudos. But if I'm sitting in the passenger seat and Bill's in the driver's seat, we're the same distance from the guys in the back. And we're masked in the car and they're masked. So I don't know how we were protecting them. But that was their policy until this month. And then they let us both be in the car. So that was pretty awesome. So it really was a date. I didn't get booted out of the car. And then they took all our cardboard and that was lovely. And then the next thing we did, I'm trying to think. Oh, we returned our cable modem, the one that we were renting from the cable company. And what else did we do? Okay, we returned that. And the lady at the counter was like, oh, I like your hat. I'm like, thank you. And I like lifted up. I'm like, it's hiding my bald. Plus it was kind of cold here. Just a little over freezing, 32, 38. I forget the numbers today. 34, 38, so maybe just 40. It was chilly enough that I needed a hat. And she's like, oh, you made it? I was like, oh, yes. She's like, do you sell them? I was like, no. I'm like, I give them away. She's like, I like it a lot. I was like, thank you. In any case, that was that. And then we came home. And what else happened? Oh, and then Bill was like, hey, do you want to watch this movie with me? So then we watched a couple movies together. So it was a lovely date day, afternoon, evening. Um, but hence, I did not get as much done on my to-do list as I would have liked, but I think that this was the right thing to do. And certainly spending time with Bill trumps everything that I had on my to-do list. So thumbs up there. So let's see, what else did I get done on my to-do list? I did get some cleaning done. So I was able to load all the dishes that I had in my possession in the kitchen into the dishwasher. I'm certain that the boys are hiding some stuff downstairs, but I'm not going to go there. That's their job. And I did straighten in the living room quite a bit. Got rid of garbage. What else did I do? Put all the textbooks... It's just kind of turned into like this textbook-orama. So I made 2 boxes, one for Sam, one for Bill. One for Bob, and filled each with textbooks that they had somehow just left around on the couch and in the area. And I did some other stuff. I'm trying to think what else. And then what I still need to do is some vacuuming and some more straightening. I have quite a bit of yarn. I kind of stacked the yarn on one side, but there's still another section that I probably could clean up a little better with my yarn collection. So I got some work to do there. So the living room and the one couch was like you couldn't really get to it and you couldn't sit on it. And now most of the seats are available. So I was thumbs up and you can get to it easily. I cleared all the floor in front of it. So that was awesome. So I did some work, but I didn't get as much done as I wanted. What I still have not done and what needs to be done is I have to distribute Bill's 2 weeks of meds, and I actually need 2 or 3 weeks of meds. We're both out. So yes, last night I just gave Bill his night pills. His day pills are still on the, we're not even going to go there. So he got his pills, but I just gave him 1 day instead of filling out the whole 14-day distribution system. So, and I took my pills today, but I'll need pills tomorrow. So either do it tonight or tomorrow for me. And for Bill, I probably, if I want to do another day, instead of just doing all of them at the same time, I could do that. I mean, it takes you like 2 or 3 minutes to do just the night, but if I sit down and just get it done, it takes me about 15 minutes to do 2 weeks, so it's much more time efficient to just get it done, but sometimes I just don't feel like it, but I will do it. Now I'm thinking I'm not going to feel well next. Maybe let me think about when the best time to do it is so that I can not have to do it when I'm not feeling well. I'm going to go check a calendar. All right. So that's that. Movie date, recycling date, robocall. So that is my to-do list for today. Not as grand as I had hoped, but still I accomplished. And the most important thing was spending time with my love. So I'm very appreciative. All right. So my to-do list, my must-do list for tomorrow. Assuming nothing trumps it. Sleep in. So I don't have anything scheduled, and I plan to sleep until I wake up. So yay. Still have not painted my nails, so I want to do that tomorrow. I would like to continue my cleaning efforts. And I must order a phone case for my phone because they told me it was coming on the 16th, and then I got a text today that they shipped. And I was very excited, and it said I would arrive by Wednesday. Very excited. And then I programmed in the FedEx tracking number, and the tracking number tells me it's going to arrive on Monday, and I don't have a case yet because I didn't finish all the research. But I'm going to have to just take the plunge and buy one and then figure out, hopefully I pick the right one or get another one later, which kind of stinks a little bit, but knowing myself, I want to make sure that I protect the phone with a case before I do anything horrible. These are very small hands, and it's a very big phone, so I got a plan. All right. So that is my must-do list for tomorrow. And my to-do, I would love to do, but we'll see what happens, is order my logo for my partner and patient passion project. I would like to reset my office. So that also includes cleaning. So Bill's dialysis supplies are all in the front hall. And my office is off of the front hall as well, and it's somewhat blocked based on the dialysis supplies. So I would need to restructure. That's what we have there. And then also my office is kind of cluttered at the moment, so I would also need to do some cleaning and decluttering in there. Essentially, I have not been in my office, I'm going to say it's been 18 months to 2 years. I used to work totally from my office. And then when Bill came home from the hospital, so that's why I'm thinking 18 months to 2 years, I was working in the living room or in the kitchen, so I was very accessible to him, and I could hear what was going on. Now, my office is just across the hall from where he's sleeping, but for some reason I felt like I was more in the know when I was right there. So I would like to get back into my office, and I also want to move my treadmill desk into my office so that I can do a little bit of walking while I'm working as I can tolerate it. And that is on my would love to do. So I would love to get that done so that I can start my work week next week in my office. But if I can't, maybe it'll be a little bit of a goal all week where I just get a little bit done. We'll see. It's on my would love to do. Not a guarantee. The other thing I'd like to do is start crocheting a new sweater with my fabulous new yarn. But again, would like to. Oh, charity miles. And then we're done. Charity miles, we have 14. I can see 14 out of the 15 people on our team. And we are moving. I did a little bit of movement today, not as much as the other days. And as a team, collectively, we have moved 346 miles. Excellent job, team. Very proud of you. And so happy everybody's moving. All right. If you just came for story time, thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow. We're going to get into the daily symptoms. All right, nausea. No. Happy to report. No mouth pain. No teeth pain. No throat pain. My weight is still high. My fluid in was only 84 ounces, which is 2.5 liters. My fluid out was 1.85 liters. So normal conditions, I would be very worried and upset about this. Two things that are preventing that. One thing is I'm pretty well past the time when I'm worried about the chemotherapy ruining my organs if I'm not flushing. Second thing is, I don't know what I did different yesterday, if I had higher salt or if I changed anything, but today, my outs, I think, are higher than my ins. So I'm definitely flushing whatever I held on to yesterday. So that's the second reason why I'm not that worried about yesterday's numbers. And that's the way it goes. We'll see what the numbers look like tomorrow, but I think they're going to look the opposite. All right, sleep, 6 hours and 10 minutes. Movement, 9,900 steps plus my restorative poses. My vitals are fine, and my heart rate is coming down a bit, so I'm pretty happy about that. My neuropathy is status quo. I don't think it's getting better or worse right now. I could definitely feel it on the tips, maybe down to the first knuckle, but it's not really floating in my hands anywhere else. I'm not feeling it in my feet at all. My hair loss is status quo. My skin is status quo. No night sweats. Had a little bit of a headache earlier, not right now. A little bit of fatigue earlier. I don't know if that's fatigue or just got tired because it was a long day. I don't know which one. Red skin, no. And chemo brain, no. So I was thinking the other day about adding another status for stamina, which I think is different than fatigue. Fatigue is just I'm tired. Stamina is like how much oomph and get up and go I have. But I'm not sure if it's of any value, if anybody would care to know that. And I find for myself that, how do I articulate this? I feel like one of those toys that goes, as long as it's going, it continues going, but when it stops, it gets stuck. And that's kind of what happened to me today when I sat and watched the movie. I didn't really have the oomph to get up and go get other stuff done after that, if that makes any sense. But I don't have any regrets. I spent a good day. It was a good day. I felt good physically, and my heart is full. I was very glad to spend time with my love. So that was a big thumbs up. All right, so I think that's all the news that's fit to print today. I don't have any other data for you. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. We love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it. Want to continue to hear my story? Don't forget to subscribe. Want to hear the rest of my story? Here's a playlist with all the rest of the days. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.